Hi everyone, Nancy here. It is August 16, 2021, and it is, let me see, the time is close to 10 o'clock. Let me get my watch. I have to get not my watch. I can't see anything with my watch. I have my phone in my pocket, and I'm going to open it and see what time it is. It is 9:49. It is 9:49 in the evening, and about an hour and a half ago almost 2 hours ago, I was working on my website and just working in my store. And I said, Lord, you know what? I've always wanted to film outside at 10 o'clock at night because it's so nice and it's just really nice. The atmosphere is nice, and I would like to capture the scenery. I've done it before, but I have never spoken out here on the balcony at this hour. I'm wondering if you guys can hear the crickets, because the crickets at this hour, they're so loud. I'm going to keep quiet and maybe you guys can hear them. Can you hear them? They're really loud. They're very loud. Yeah. Guys, there's an audio. This prophet, I think he's a prophet. He recorded some crickets, and he was able to, he's an expert with audio and things like that, right? So he somehow slowed down the sounds of the crickets, and the end result was the crickets were singing a praise song to God. And I'm going to try and find the video where I saw this. I forget the prophet's name, but he appeared on Jeremy Nelson's YouTube channel. Jeremy Nelson's a seer, he's a prophet, and his ministry is called Elisha Ministries, and his wife's name is Miranda Nelson. Yes, so I'm gonna try and find the video for you. If I don't post it, if you don't see it posted by the time this video is posted, if you don't see it in the comments, don't worry, I will find it for you. Okay, and yes, so that's really cool. Because I saw the video of the guy presenting the cricket sounds about 4 months ago on Jeremy's channel, and I thought it was so amazing. So I'll see. I will find it for sure. And okay. Anyways, guys, you know what? I forgot to tell you the temperature. It is plus 21, and that is 70 degrees in US terms. And I came out here on the balcony wearing a very heavy spring jacket because it's cold, guys. And I wore a very heavy, super long cable knit scarf. But I wrapped it around my head thinking that it was going to be super windy, because earlier when I was out here about 3 hours ago, the wind was freezing cold, guys. It was so cold. So, and then Uma was out here too, and because she wanted to come out here, and so then we were out here for maybe 7 minutes, and then I said, no, Uma, we have to go back inside, it's too cold. And she didn't want to go back inside, and she started to hit me. She was hitting me, guys. She's like, who do you think you are, Nancy? Don't touch me. Don't touch me. So then I said, no, Uma, don't do that. So then I had to pick her up and bring her inside. Yes, guys. So anyway, that was it. So then I right now I unraveled, I removed the scarf from my head, and now I'm feeling the cold coming through my neck. Right, so what I needed to do was just loosen up the scarf a little bit so that I won't get too hot, because I was getting too hot. And so then I can just keep it loosened a little bit so that I won't get too cold. So now I'm fine. So I'm hoping that you guys were able to hear the crickets, because they're so loud, guys. I've never heard them this loud before. Yeah, but normally the thing is, guys, this is the first time I've ever lived in in an area of the city that is this condensed with surrounded with so many trees. And normally I don't hear them this loud, so I guess that's why I'm not used to them. Because in other places you can hear them, but very, very faintly. Anyways, guys. Guys, you know what? I was watching this documentary of taxi drivers that it was just like it was just a documentary of taxi drivers showing how they experience life, as taxi drivers. There was a camera inside the car, and they film the customers and the conversations that they have. And so it's basically showing how a taxi driver's day goes, their typical day goes, right? And so, yes. So I was watching this, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, 15 years ago. And so there was this one taxi driver, I forget, which taxi driver it was, a guy or a girl, but so anyway, this one taxi driver, I think it was a guy. He stopped for somebody. The person got in, and they sat in the car, and they started going, and then they started chatting, and the topic of people that are gay, that came up, and then yeah, so that came up, right? And the person in the car was the one that brought it up. And they were telling the taxi driver a story about their friend who was gay, this guy, right? And the story was very sad, right? I was very, very heartbroken. And so this is how the story goes. So the taxi driver, the passenger was a girl, and she was telling the taxi driver that, oh, my friend, he's gay, but he wanted to be a girl, so he got he was transitioning, right? And then when he was ready to get operated on, he got the operation. So he had the operation to, I guess, quote unquote, transform himself into a female in the lower parts of his body. And so then he did that. And then the friend that was telling the story said that, but what happened was, right after his friend got the operation, her friend was no longer able to, how do I say this so that it's very discreet? The friend was no longer able to get satisfied when they were with somebody. Do you understand? So like if they were going to be engaging in a physical way with somebody else, their body was no longer able. Do you understand? Their body was no longer able to be satisfied. You understand? So that's what happened to that person. And so the girl in the taxi that was telling the story to the driver said that her friend, because of this reason, ended up killing himself because of that, right? So my point in this is, you see, this world has become so that it is now a natural, quote unquote, natural thing for people to change, to have doctors to perform surgeries, to try and to what's the word? To try and make an identical organ that is opposite to their gender, and it's not possible, right? Because it's not natural. If you were born a male, there's nothing that any doctors can do to replicate. That's the word that I'm looking for. To replicate what a natural born female has. It's impossible, right? And so this is why complications happen. Like, complications are expected and complications happen. It's not a normal procedure. You know what? I learned this one fact about guys who have their privates, turned into a girl. I learned, guys, that once they go through with the whole operation, once it's finished, for the rest of their lives, they have to use an object to keep that area in their body from closing up. Why? Because the doctors have performed a procedure where the body, it's an unnatural procedure, so the doctors have to give the patient an object to insert in that part of the body to keep it from healing. You understand? If for example, if you are cutting some fruit and you accidentally cut your finger, right? Your finger is going to heal. That's how biologically God created our bodies. He created our bodies to heal. Right? So it's going to heal naturally. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to heal. And so this is what happens to guys who have that operation performed in their bodies down there. When the doctors create a replica female part, that replica female part, because it sees that an unnatural procedure has happened to it. Guys, this is going to sound very harsh, but it's being butchered down there. A butchering of a part of its body, a butchering of the body is happening, so the body is going to naturally want to heal itself. And so this is why the doctors give the patients who have this kind of operation an object to put it in their body to keep it from healing. And this is for the rest of their life. This is for life. Okay? Because if they don't, I think it's called dilating. So if they don't use this object, their body's going to heal up. And then guess what? The operation have to start all over again. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what would happen if it did heal up. Like if they would have to, do another procedure, like how quote unquote effective would that be? Have you guys ever done research on videos, like on people who have regretted this operation? Okay, get on YouTube and do your research and watch these videos and listen to the things that they say. It's not that I don't have compassion on people who truly believe that they were born in the wrong body. It's not that I don't have compassion. Where I'm coming from is, it's just not a natural procedure, guys. A person can believe what they want in their mind. It doesn't mean that they're crazy, because they're not crazy. These feelings, they're real, right? But now, coming from a person that believes in God, okay, this is going to sound harsh, but those are false feelings. Those are feelings, they're not natural. Okay, it's coming from a place that is unnatural, okay? Because if your DNA tells you that you are XY, but your mind is telling you that you're not XY, well, there's something wrong with your thinking. You're not crazy, you're not mentally crazy, no, but there is something going on inside of you that is causing you to think that way. And it's unhealthy. Now, yes, for some people listening that are saying, oh, you're saying that because you believe in Jesus and you're a Jesus freak. Yeah, I am a Jesus freak. I would die for him. Guys, that's not offensive to me. You're not telling me anything that I don't know. You see, the thing is, it's biology tells us that this is a certain biology tells us this is a certain way, okay? But our minds are telling us no. That doesn't make any sense. So we want to argue with biology now. Now we're saying that biology is wrong. Biology is a certain way because it has order. The whole world is either male or female, and we all got here through one male and one female. You know, this is why when people get operations to change their genders, they're not changing their genders, they're just creating a falsehood that they believe in their minds. They're living it out. And they're never happy. They say that they're happy, but they're never happy because they are not fulfilled. You know, I also, guys, I learned something, you know, there are these doctors, you know, they have videos out there. You guys, I'm going to try and find the videos that I've been watching. Doctors, where there are these conferences where they are explaining the dangers of hormone, I think they're called hormone inhibitors, right? When they give little girls and boys hormones to prevent them from developing as their body is naturally, you know, developing. Like, so for little boys, they will give them hormones to keep them from developing like the low voice and growing a beard and mustache and all that. So their inhibitors, they're preventing the natural development of a male. And you guys should listen. What's that? Somebody, I hear somebody crying, like a kid or something. I heard a bang and like somebody fell or something, somebody got hurt or something. Little kid crying. And so anyway, so the same thing happens to little girls. They give little girls inhibitors so that it prevents them from growing breasts, it prevents them from menstruating, it prevents them from, you know, becoming a female, which is what their DNA says they are. Right? So if you guys listen to what these doctors say, the horrors of what goes on in the body from the medicines that stop the natural development of a female body and a male body, there are horrors, guys. It is very scary and it is very, very dangerous. And it's unbelievable to me how there are doctors out there who actually believe that it is normal to give people hormone inhibitors when they know, they're as doctors, what it means to inhibit your hormones as a developing child. Okay, that's crazy. That's insane. I couldn't believe the things that they were explaining and how the hormones affect our bodies and our psychology and your mental state, guys. It's insane. I couldn't believe it. So watch it. Once again, if the videos are not there by the time I post this, it's because I'm still looking for them. So keep checking back because I will have them there for you. And yeah, it makes me sad. It makes me sad, guys, when I hear about people who go through the operations when they have their breasts removed, you know, and they have a male part created for them, you know, for the girls. And for the guys, they have their parts down there changed into, you know, what's supposed to be a female. It's crazy, you know, it's crazy because they are butchering their bodies. They are doing a life-transforming procedure. Now listen to this, okay? Some of you guys may not believe it, even if, for sure, people who don't believe in the Lord are not going to believe in this. And even some people who believe in the Lord Jesus are not going to believe this. But I know this is true. Now, for people who have gone through the operation, right? They can have their bodies restored, okay? They can have their bodies restored and have their parts back. They can have their breasts back. They can have their bottom parts back. Okay? It takes believing in the Lord Jesus and saying, Lord, I made a mistake. Can you please give me back? Restore, recreate for me what I have done. Believe me, it happens. Have you guys ever heard of creative miracles? Okay, that's a creative miracle. You know, some people, for example, have had their both eyes come out, either through torture or an accident or something, and then God gives them 2 brand new eyes. Some people, have you ever heard, some people have had arms grow out. That's a creative miracle. The eyes appearing, that's a creative miracle. Some people who desire to have long hair, and for whatever reason doesn't grow, their hair, they wake up the next morning and their hair is long. That's a creative miracle. You know? Some people have had feet grow out. Some people have had metal rods that were inserted in their spine because of an accident. Though the metal disappears and bone appears in their spine, that's a creative miracle. So I'm sure you guys have heard of creative miracles. So in the same way, God, he actually spoke this, I think it was through Prophet SADHU. I was watching him one time, and he was telling people that God told him that if people are willing to run back to him, people who have done this to their bodies are willing to run back to him, he will give them brand new body parts. He will give them brand new breasts and lower parts. Right? So that's what I mean by creative miracles. Okay? So, yeah, if anybody's out there watching this, and if you have done this, whether you believe in the Lord or not, and you have done this to your body, you know, the Lord can recreate for you a brand new part. And you don't have to worry. You don't have to think about it. I mean, if you're thinking about wanting to die because you understand that you made a mistake, well, you don't have to, first of all, you don't have to kill yourself, okay? The Lord Jesus will deliver you from the depression, and like I said, he can recreate for you brand new body parts, so you don't have to worry, right? And you're asking, how is he's going to create for me a brand new body part? You just have to ask him, say, Lord, I understand that what I did is wrong. And even if you've already said that to him, and you have now rededicated your life to him, even though your body is that way, but you're still depressed, don't be depressed anymore. Just go back to your room and talk to him and say, Lord, I didn't realize that I could ask you for for you to recreate my body parts. So now I am asking you, Lord, now that I know that you can do it, I am asking you, please recreate for me my body parts. And you know which body parts you had changed, right? So if you're a girl, ask the Lord to give you back your natural breast. If you're a guy, ask the Lord to give you back your natural body parts, okay? You understand? And also, if you're a girl, ask the Lord to give you back your natural body parts and the lower parts too. Yeah, because he can do it, guys. And the thing is, don't say to yourself, oh, but I don't know when he's going to do it. You don't need to know. All you need to know is he is going to do it. And just every single day say, Lord, thank you very much that you're going to give me back my body parts. Also, start taking the communion every single day. That also has to do with healing. That has to do with like healing you from diseases, physical diseases, and psychological, depression and things like that, right? And it'll also help you with the recreative miracles. So start taking the communion every single day, and you're going to get stronger and stronger. I've been taking the communion every single day, and as of, I don't know, about a month ago, I started to feel more energy. So start taking the communion every day, and you take it for the rest of your life. Okay, but remember, you must have forgiveness in your heart before you take it. Because it's a dangerous thing for us to take the communion if we don't have forgiveness in our heart. We will get sick if we take the communion with unforgiveness in our hearts. Okay, so just forgive people, and then you can take the communion, right? Just ask the Lord to forgive you for sins, because we sin all the time, right? And then take the communion. Okay, guys. So, yeah, to me, it's very sad, it's very sad that people do this to their body, and they think they're really, changing their bodies like that, and they think they're happy, and they're not happy, guys. They're not happy. Like I said, do research on YouTube about people who have done this. They're not happy. And for people who have lived their lives, for example, like say for like 40, 50 years, and they say they're happy, they're not happy. Nobody is happy, because you know why? Because they have done something to themselves that is against nature, against who they are. In the Bible, God says, before I knitted you in your mother's womb, I knew you. That means that you were in heaven. You were in heaven before God even put you in your mother's stomach. You understand? So he knew you before you were even brought to this in your mother's stomach. You know, there are a lot of very outrageous things, guys. Like one time I saw a couple. Now, guys, remember, I don't say this with any disrespect, okay? I was watching a documentary a long time ago of this couple. They were girls, right? They were a lesbian couple. And they were both deaf, right? And so that means they couldn't speak. And they wanted a doctor to engineer a baby who was also deaf and couldn't speak, right? So that's craziness. They wanted the doctor to mutilate a baby, like the embryo, and like somehow, right? They wanted the doctors to somehow engineer, which means, I guess, before the egg and the sperm come together or something like that. But they wanted they wanted a doctor to do this for them, so that, because they wanted their child to relate to their world, right? So do you understand? You know, this is what freedoms brings. Liberation brings everything under the sun. There are no limits. Everything goes. You know, everything that you can think of is okay, right? This is what happens when God is taken out of society, because God is a compass for right and wrong. He teaches us right and wrong for our good, not because he wants to spoil our fun. You know, so I thought it was, of course, I thought it was crazy. It was crazy, you know. So, but no doctor would do it. You know, I mean, how are you going to ask a doctor to mutilate your child because you want them to relate to your world? God created hearing for a purpose. Can you imagine if the entire world were deaf? You understand what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. So what were these girls thinking, right? You know, so that doesn't make any sense. And you know, I saw another documentary of a couple who were turning into the opposite gender. The wife was transitioning into a man, and the husband was transitioning to the wife, and they found a doctor to grow the man some breasts. And they also found the same doctor, to lactate him, and now he was breastfeeding the baby. And I saw that. Right? So that's craziness. Right? And as the man was breastfeeding his infant son, he was crying, and he was dressed as a woman and everything. So guys, the world has turned crazy. Again, this is not to disrespect anybody, but this is unnatural, guys. A female is a female and a male is a male. You know, so that it doesn't make any sense. They're going to raise a child in that environment. I mean, it's the parents of that child, but now the parents of the child have switched genders. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, guys, I'm going to come right back because I was going to say my computer. My camera, for those of you who don't know, my camera stops recording every half an hour, okay? So I'm going to come back.